Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is really to give you a shortcut, a look inside the anatomy of a modern, pretty sophisticated digital luxury scam.
Yeah, it's quite something.
We're digging into the case of Nicolo Pianna. They presented themselves as this Italian watch brand selling skeleton watches for about $1,800.
And get this is the kicker. From the sources we looked at the website selling these supposedly high-end $1,800 watches, it was only 22 days old at the time.
Wow, 22 days.
Yeah. And security analysis sites. They gave it a, well, catastrophic 1% trust rating. 1%.
1%.
Yeah.
That's not just a red flag. That's like a siren going off.
Exactly. A massive digital warning light.
So let's talk about how they built this luxury image first. The source material describes the site as just screaming luxury, claims of hand-drawn designs,
Oh, yeah.
mechanical precision, all that stuff.
And the language, the actual marketing copy,
Yeah.
it reads like AI-generated pretentious nonsense, frankly.
Right.
Trying to overload you. Talking about embodying, like, visions of mastery over time, or the perfect alliance between darkness and nobility.
Yeah.
It's almost parody.
It sounds like they want you to feel like if you don't get it, it must be really exclusive and valuable.
Precisely. But then you look past that fancy talk, and the watches themselves, well, they look very, very similar to generic designs you can find on wholesale supplier sites.
For a tiny fraction of that price, I assume.
Oh, absolutely. Pennies on the dollar compared to $1,800. And just quickly, for anyone less familiar, a skeleton watch is where you can see the inner workings, the mechanism through the face.
Right. So fancy words, generic watch. But what about the hard data? You mentioned the trust score.
Yeah, that 1% score is huge. It signals major security flaws, maybe malware risks. But beyond that, zero proof of anything else.
Like what?
Like no verifiable company address, nothing to prove actual Italian manufacturing, no design credentials you can actually check. It's all just smoke.
Okay, so the marketing is fluff, the trust rating is basement level. What about the actual buying experience? Did anyone, actually get a watch?
It seems mostly designed for impulse buys because the whole setup is built to just disappear.
Oh.
Yeah, the user reports paint a grim picture. Advanced payments just vanishing into thin air.
Go on.
Fake tracking numbers being sent out. And customer service, they might reply once, to seem legit.
And
Then complete radio silence. Ghost customer support.
that $1,800 price point feels really specific, though.
It is. The sources call it the Goldilocks zone for luxury scamming.
Meaning?
It's pricey enough to feel like a genuine luxury item, something aspirational.
Right, makes sense.
But it's not so high, not like, say, 10 grand, that you'd immediately do super deep due diligence or, hire someone to check it out.
It hits that sweet spot for plausibility, but before intense scrutiny kicks in.
Exactly. And like you said, for $1,800, you could easily buy a fantastic, legitimate skeleton watch from a brand with decades of history. Think Seiko, Citizen, Orient.
Brands with actual credibility.
Built over years, yes. Nicolo Pianna, on the other hand, seemed to rely on manufactured social proof.
Ah, the TikTok factor. The sources mentioned millions of posts and engagement there.
Millions. But the analysis suggests this wasn't real viral buzz. It looked much more like coordinated campaigns.
So paid for hype. Bots, maybe?
Pretty much. The source calls it algorithmic capitalism in fancy marketing speak. Basically, gaming the system.
Algorithmic capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you unpack that a bit?
Sure. It means they're exploiting how platforms like TikTok work, the algorithm that feeds you content to create instant credibility and make quick money, totally bypassing any, real quality control or brand building.
And the proof was in the comments.
Yeah, the evidence pointed to comment sections just flooded with really generic, suspicious praise, like, wow, amazing watch, over and over.
Not specific at all.
Not specific. And crucially, a real lack of genuine unboxing videos or detailed reviews from people you could verify actually bought one. It was all surface gloss. They essentially bought the look of engagement.
So the big takeaway here for you listening is how easily platforms can be manipulated to manufacture credibility almost overnight. We just saw how they use generic praise instead of real reviews.
Which leads to a really important question you should probably ask yourself next time you're researching something online, especially if it has huge buzz. When you see those millions of posts, that massive engagement, how do you tell the difference?
Between real excitement.
Exactly, between genuine enthusiasm and that kind of suspicious, generic, coordinated praise that's just designed to trick you to exploit your trust. Always question those big, flashy numbers.